Oh, yeah. Diddy got a podcast.
Being your own superhero and saving yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean to you?
Whew, what that means to me is basically being accountable for like the role you play in your own demise. A lot of times, you know, a lot of people go around with this victim mindset, like they,
Man, she preaching today. She about
they
to preach
literally
to
feel like, oh man, you know what? I'm not happy because this person made me do this, or I'm not happy because I don't have this. But it's just like, once you realize like the power is in your hands, first of all, to make yourself happy. So, you know, a lot of people who are, let's say, unhappy, toxic relationships, they feel trapped and like they can't move. But when in reality, it's like the power is literally in you to move around, even though it's hard. You know, I've experienced a toxic relationship, and I just think about myself, like being in it. I just felt so sorry for myself, and I had that victim mindset, and I literally had to stop and say, like, hold on. Like, nobody's holding a gun to your head and making you do anything. So
Right.
you have to be responsible for the role you play in your own unhappiness. And once you understand and take accountability for that, like, that redirects the power back to you, making you, again, your own superhero. You coming to save yourself, and you're not waiting for somebody to come scoop you up. You're not waiting for God to extend his hands from the heavens to come pick you up and take you to where you need to go. Like, you got to know, like, that power literally is inside of you. And that's something I always want to preach, especially when, you know, I was working with youth too. Like, hey, y'all may be young right now, but guess what? You are responsible for yourself. So I need you to decide today what you want to be and who you want to be, because nobody's going to sit here and hold your hand. You may have people who's going to help you along the way, but I want you to literally exist as if you are all you got, because at the end of the day, everybody's dealing with their own thing. Your parents, your teachers, everybody is. So you can't expect to have your hand held. Oh, come on, baby. Let me hold your hand. Let me take you to the next step. Let me lean over your shoulder and make sure you do all your homework. Here, baby, drink your milk. Do this, do that. Like, once a child gets to a certain age, I think we need to teach them how to be self-sufficient and to also still utilize the resources around you. You know, I don't believe none of us are completely independent. Like, we can't exist that way. But ultimately, what I'm saying is you have to be in control. You have to make the decision that it's going to be your responsibility to make sure you're happy. It's going to be your responsibility to decide that I'm not going to continue with this cycle of failure. You know, a lot of people grow up in, again, unfavorable environments. But what I say to kids all the time, it don't matter if everybody in your household a crackhead. It don't matter if all you ever seen was prostitutes. If you want to be something and you want to go somewhere, your future does not have to be a reflection of the people around you. Like, you can literally go above and beyond. You just got to decide that that's what you want to do and make steps to get there. I actually did. Man, did I want to share this? I am. So when I worked at Henderson Middle School in an after-school program called Love, and mind you, this Henderson school is like a high poverty area. So y'all don't know what's going on today.
It sound like you need some water. Go on, take a sip. Drinking that lemonade.
I think some might be in that lemonade, come to think about it. But when I was working at Henderson Middle School, I started doing this program called Succeed Week. So every year there would be a week focused on empowering the students, because I have two brothers who are incarcerated. So my oldest brother, he's in the federal penitentiary in Forest City, and then I have a younger brother who's 23, and he's in the state penitentiary, and he's literally been there since he was 16.
What?
And one thing he told me, yes, he's been there since he was 16. He's 23 now and still got a couple more years on him. But one thing my baby brother told me that stuck with me, he was like, I didn't think I would get in that much trouble. And then in my mind, I'm just like, well, if you commit a crime, you're going to, do the time. And he just didn't know that, he just didn't feel that he would get in the trouble that he did. Like, because he got charged as an adult and he ended up going to, an adult penitentiary as a child. And when he said that to me, that he didn't think he would get in that much trouble, I'm like, how many other students, how many other kids are out there thinking that they could commit these crimes and that they just get a little slap on the wrist because they're young. So I started doing this program called Succeed Week because also at the time we were dealing with the Little Rock crime crisis where a lot of crime was happening and it was being committed by young kids. So you had young people dying and young people going to jail, and it was so much happening. So with this Succeed Week, every day was focused on something different, on empowering them. And one of the days we made superhero capes, and it was called Be Your Own Superhero. And we literally, just tried to equip them with tools to help them realize that, that they have power, and that if they wanted to be something and be somebody, they literally can. You just have to, my thing is, you have to let a child know that they do have the power and that they do have an opportunity to be more and go wherever it is that they want to go. Because if they're not told, then sometimes, they won't realize it. So again, we did so many activities. We made dream catchers. We talked about the future. We talked about good decision making. We talked about the importance of association and who you associate yourself with. Like, we talked about so much. And again, all I wanted to do was just, give them some kind of hope for themselves. Be your own superhero. Save yourself. You got it. You can do it.
Do you think that's harder said than done for a lot of people?
Definitely. I definitely think it can be hard, but I always say nothing that's hard is undoable. Mm-hmm. So it may be hard, but that's okay. You can still do it. People do hard stuff all the time. College was hard. I finished it. I wanted to drop out and all that, but I finished it. Working out is hard. People still do it. They still lose weight or build muscle, do what they need to do. Like, life is hard, but people still do it.